How's everyone doing this morning? Wow, there are a few cameras in the back. It's a Happy New Year to everyone. It's a great day in Prince George's County, as I'm fond of saying a lot. But it's more than just a great day. It's a historic day. I want to thank the governor for being here this morning, for taking time out of his busy schedule to be with us, and for his partnership in the county over the last 3 years that I've been county executive. I also want to thank our U.S. District Attorney, Rod Rosenstein, for the fine work that he's doing. If we can give them both a round of applause, they're terrific. Ayanna, I want to thank you and Wegmans for hosting us here today and for your support not only of the community but for this county. This store has become an important part of this community. We selected this location because we wanted to make the announcement here because of the great work Wegmans is doing in the community. And we wanted to showcase this part of the community. It's symbolic of the communities we have throughout Prince George's County. Communities that are safe, clean, and vibrant. Communities where people live, shop, work, visit each and every day. Too often in the rest of the region, they don't hear about these communities in Prince George's County. Prince George's County is a diverse community. We have over 500 square miles and nearly 900,000 residents. We live in rural areas, suburban areas, and urban areas. But like other jurisdictions, we have challenging areas. Areas where people are dealing with limited access to health care, low school achievement levels, limited job opportunities. And like other jurisdictions, these areas are at risk for higher crime. So for the last 18 months, we have had a laser-like focus on these communities. It has gone beyond just excellent policing. We have leveraged every resource of our government, and we have taken a holistic approach to these communities, lifting them up and making them better. It is a program we call Transforming Neighborhoods Initiative, an initiative that is helping us to reduce crime while building up these communities and the people who live in them. When we launched this Transforming Neighborhood Initiative 18 months ago, we knew we were starting something that would have an impact on the county and would help us improve neighborhoods that are challenging. Here we are 18 months later, and we have made a difference. Since 2012, overall crime in our T&I areas has gone down. We are working tirelessly to keep crime down in the county and improve these communities. We are doing it by focusing on the people in the neighborhoods. Whether it is helping people, as Barry said, reentering who have been formerly incarcerated, or cleaning up blight in these neighborhoods, we are making progress because a great team is out there working with the T&I communities. We are also very fortunate, and I mean very fortunate, that we have an incredible police chief, Mark McGall. If we can give him a round of applause. A fantastic and great state's attorney, Angela Alsobrook, the best in the state. Tremendous sheriff and partner, Melvin High. And if we can give a round of applause for my deputy CAO for public safety, Barry Stanton, who's done a great job. Together, they have made crime reduction a priority in this county, because we understand that a great county is one that has safe streets and safe neighborhoods. Today, we are here to tell the region and the state that Prince George's County is a safe place to live, invest, work, and visit. Thanks to the great work of this team, far fewer people are victims of crime last year. We hit a historic low in crime numbers, not just 1 year, but for 2 years in a row. The numbers that we have not seen in decades. This does not happen by accident. It happens because this team and so many others work diligently to keep the county safe. A team made up of countless government employees who are committed to changing the perception of Prince George's County, that Prince George's County is less safe than the surrounding jurisdictions. A team ensuring that the people and businesses of Prince George's County have a better quality of life. Our public safety team also includes our firefighters, our correctional officers, and our Homeland Security team. These folks are committed not just to improving public safety in Prince George's County, but to reducing crime and sustaining these reductions year after year. Together, this team has accomplished something that is a major step for our county. Overall crime is down from last year's historic lows, and that deserves a round of applause. But these numbers that we will talk about today are not just statistics. These numbers represent lives. They mean more neighborhoods and more streets are safer. More people can enjoy a better quality of life. Last year, a little more than 3,600 less victims of crime were in Prince George's County. That's a good thing. But we cannot settle for that being good enough. We still have a great deal of work to do. We must continue to make our neighborhoods even safer. We cannot waver, because more reduction in crimes will mean fewer people, families, and neighborhoods are impacted by crime. That is our motivation. And we will not rest this year, next year, or the year after that, because we are changing perceptions about this county. As I am always fond of saying, Prince George's County is the place to be. It is why Wegmans is here. It is why Tanger came here. It is why the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development is coming here. It is why MGM is coming here. It is why we are building a new regional medical center right here in Prince George's County. And it is why I hope the FBI will choose to come here in Prince George's County. These developments would not take place, or the others, if this was not a safe place to live, invest, work, and visit. We are moving Prince George's County forward, and we are making history together. And I know that we can accomplish so much as long as we stay focused. This is a great day. But we will not rest, because one death, one robbery, one violent crime is too many. Safety and a greater quality of life for our residents and our business is serve as our guiding light. Today, that light shines a little brighter. I want to thank you for being here. And I want to use this opportunity to bring up a true partner for Prince George's County, a true crime fighter, our Governor, Martin O'Malley.
And this is an important announcement that we're here to celebrate today. My role, by the way, is amen and well done. Thank you very much. Amen and well done. But he's running plays with this county government not only on public safety, but also on housing, also on transit-oriented development, on economic development. And you see the fruits of that coming up. In fact, you see the fruits and vegetables of that right here. But you see that happening all around the county. And it has been a beautiful thing not only to watch, but also a gratifying thing to be a part of. And I have been, on behalf of all of us in state government, a part of that. Tammy Brown is here, our public safety coordinator. But we all have a role to play. And if each of us does our part in running on the field, then we can save lives. We can reduce the numbers of people that come out in the morning after working hard all week and see that somebody stole their car. We can reduce, most importantly, the numbers of moms and dads who are standing at grave sites. That's what this is all about. These graphs, ladies and gentlemen, aren't just moving in the right direction. They are being moved in the right direction. And how is that happening? It's happening because of the county executive's leadership. It's happening because of Chief McGaw, who I will introduce shortly. It's happening because of Angela Alsobrooks and her dedicated staff at the state's attorney's office. It's happening because of Rod Rosenstein and his good people at the U.S. Attorney's Office. It's happening because of Sheriff High and the men and women of his department who go out and serve those warrants now in a much more timely fashion than we've ever done before. It's happening because of the tough votes of the county council people who make sure our police officers have the support and the technology they need. So these graphs are being moved in the right direction. Consider just two of the points that your county executive made. Actually, one he made and one I'm going to help emphasize. To have reduced homicides just since 2010 by almost 40% is a huge, huge accomplishment. There's a saying in the Talmud that if you save just one life, it is as if you have saved the world. 40% reduction in homicides. The other number that cannot be changed is the number of auto thefts. And I know that Lieutenant Governor Anthony Brown shares my memories of this. When we campaigned in Prince George's County 7 years ago, it seemed that the first question, and Arthur will back me up on this, the first question everybody always asked at the community meetings was, what are you going to do about auto thefts? Well, look at the number on stolen vehicles here. Just since 2010, a 38% reduction in stolen autos in Prince George's County. Yes, it's all about teamwork. It's also about a couple of other things as well. Common platforms, the likes of which we've never had before. That is that geographic information technology that allows us to actually do things like NTI, to be able to layer on and see where the coordination, the collaboration, and the communication can make such an important difference in a place and in a neighborhood. So it's about the common platforms that also allow us then to make smarter interventions, to know when we need to bring in social services rather than the police, to know when we need to bring in parole and probation instead of the sheriff's department, to know when we need to bring in the sheriff's department to serve warrants rather than pulling officers off of violent beats that they're out there making safer. So it's about the common platforms, it's about the smarter interventions, and it's also about leadership and teamwork. Running plays instead of scramble. Any of you have small kids? Small kids, you watch them play soccer or football. You know how they are at an early age? Everybody goes out there, bumps into each other. We all tell them, great job. And it's all a bit of a mosh pit and a mess, right? And then as they get older, they start to run plays. People stay in their lanes. People run patterns. The ball is passed. Blocks are made. Touchdowns are scored. In this case, touchdowns is not the goal, but saving lives is the goal. And you are being so successful in Prince George's County. You are turning heads all around not only the state, but the country. And it's my honor now to be able to introduce the man who runs an important part of this team, and he is your chief of police, taking a bite out of crime. Please welcome Chief Mark McGaw.
I just want to take a minute and start by saying that all of us recognize that are speaking here today that most times it brings little or no peace or consolation to those who have been victimized in the past. But actually it's because of you and the pain that you've suffered that drives us every day to press down crime, and that's our focus. My intent today is to be brief, but to hit two major points. One is the comparison between 2013 and 2012, but also to give you a bigger picture of what's been accomplished under Mr. Baker's leadership and during his tenure as the county executive here, and it really is staggering when you look at the numbers. But it's about a holistic approach that he brought with him when he came into office, and that's what really is bringing about the results that you're going to see here in a minute. I'd be remiss if I didn't, just for 2 seconds, talk about some of the people in the room that are really partners with us in driving down this crime. First of all, I'd like to just mention the command staff that is here and the command staff of the Sheriff's Department. These are the men and women that run this department 24 hours a day and actually do the work of this department every hour of every day. I'd also like to mention the rank and file, and I think FOP President Dean Jones is here. I've never been more proud of a group of men and women in my life than the rank and file of this police department. I'd also like to thank Mr. Baker again for his wisdom and his leadership in reference to this holistic approach. You're going to hear me say that several times because that really is the key, and that's what I'm trying to drive home here. Because we cannot, no community can arrest their way out of crime issues. You can't do it. We can't do it, and because, again, of Mr. Baker's leadership, that's been passed through the county government. Every agency within the county government is involved in this fight every day. I'd also like to thank the state's attorney, the sheriff, and also the municipalities that help us deal with issues every day. The county council that has given us legislation to do our job better. I'd also like to thank, obviously, the governor. Thank you, sir. Mr. Rosenstein, thank you for what you do for us as a U.S. attorney, the DEA, FBI, and ATF. We no longer work in a vacuum, is what we're getting at. Everyone is involved in this fight. Everyone is coordinated through the county executive's office, and everybody is in. But our most important partner, and I'll elaborate on a little bit more, is our community. That is the most important partnership that we have, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But this is the holistic approach I'm talking about that has been brought about by Mr. Baker's leadership. Everyone is involved. Everyone is in the fight. I'll talk about the numbers just very quickly. If you look at the far graph, 2013 versus 2012, homicides down 13%, violent crime down 14%, property crime down 12%, and overall crime down 12%. Just for a second, the property crime issue, I mean, that's breaking and enterings, that's stolen vehicles, that's thefts. That is the largest number of crime issues that we have to deal with. And so many times those are overshadowed by the violence crime. But as we've been able to reduce the violence in our community, the violent crime issue, we now have the opportunity to focus on these property crimes, which raises everybody's quality of life. Some of the reasons, just briefly, why this has come about. Again, it's about Mr. Baker's approach, his reorganization, restructuring of the county government, the entire county government, to address these issues. For us, it's a restructure of our department in a more effective manner. It's a clear focus on repeat offenders. It's expanding our federal partnerships, new legislation is provided by the council, and on and on and on. But again, it always goes back to our improved relationships with the community. If you now look at this graph directly to my right, and the governor mentioned it, and it's really the most dramatic example of what's happened in the last 3 years under Mr. Baker's administration and his leadership. But this is really the key to everything that we're doing here. And really, this shows the progression over the last 3 years. But in 3 years under Mr. Baker's tenure and his leadership, this county has been able to reduce homicides by almost 40% in 3 years. I don't know where else you find that number, anywhere, certainly not in the Washington metropolitan area, but even in the country, I don't know where you find that number. But everything continues to drop. Violent crime down 30% over the last 3 years. Property crime down 26%. Overall crime down 27%. They're staggering numbers, but what it means is we have less victims. We have less people that are hurt, families that are broken because of violence in this community. We're not done. We're actually just getting started. There's still a lot of work to do. And even one victim in our community is too many. We will not rest as a police department, as a county government, until we continue to drive crime from this community. But like I said earlier, really our biggest, I think, our biggest piece to this is a holistic approach, but also our relationship with the community. As that has improved, our crime has been driven down, because we can't do it as a police department or an agency without the relationship and the partnership with the community. One tangible example of that is the Crime Solvers program. When you look at that, we're up 14% in information in reference to crime. But it's people feeling comfortable and confident about our department and willing to get involved. Not too many years ago, we weren't getting those calls. And when I looked at why when we first came in, is because we had no relationships, or our relationships were strained within the community. Those relationships are much, much better than they've ever been. And it all goes back to the philosophy within the police department. Our job, our first job, is to serve our community. We are the servants of this community, and we take direction from this community at different advisory council meetings, at different coffee clubs, different community meetings. And Ms. Queen Howard is going to speak a little bit about that today. She leads a group that meets here once a month. But it goes back to that relationship that's been formed and has paid tremendous dividends. Crime is down significantly in Prince George's County because of our partnerships and collaboration. But we're not satisfied, and we're not done. Let me say that again. We are not satisfied, and we are not done. We're actually just getting started. But with this organization and with Mr. Baker's leadership, there's really is nothing that we can't accomplish together. It is now really my honor to bring up my partner in fighting crime day in and day out within this community. And Ms. Alsa Brooks, who I'm going to bring up, the state's attorney, has been a tremendous asset. Her attorneys every day in the courtrooms are tenacious. When we bring a case to her, they fight for this community at every step and are literally tenacious in the courtroom. That we haven't seen in a very long time. And it's because of her also that these numbers are here today, and it's only right that she has an opportunity to speak, and it's just my honor to bring her up and to be able to work with her every day. Angela?
Good morning, everybody. It is just such an honor to be here. And in case you all are wondering why we are so excited, this is why all of us here wake up each morning. And this is what we have dedicated our lives to, is making this community safer for the people who live here. So a day like this is very significant to all of us. I want to just begin by thanking Ayanna Douglas, who I know was here a moment ago, the manager of this particular Wegmans store. I had a chance to meet Ayanna many years ago when she was first coming here from Buffalo, New York, to accept the job as manager and to open up this Wegmans store. And I have to say there have been few occasions where I have come into Wegmans where I haven't seen Ayanna, because she takes it so very personally. And this Wegmans just happens to be one of the highest performing Wegmans stores on the East Coast. And I think Ayanna deserves a lot of credit for that. Now, the reason that is significant is not just because of Wegmans, but because these particular numbers mean a lot to business owners in Prince George's County. We always want to send the message that Prince George's County is ripe for business. And so it's significant that as Ayanna comes to work each day and she does her level best to make sure this store is a high-performing store, that all of us involved in law enforcement make it possible for Ayanna Douglas, Wegmans, and all of the other businesses. You've heard we have $4 billion worth of development that will be occurring in Prince George's County in the next 2 to 5 years, and we're ready for business in Prince George's County. Likewise, I see Ms. White, I see Daryl Barnes, and there are so many community leaders who are here this morning. And we're proud to present these results to our community leaders who work with us day in and day out, because these are results that our communities deserve. We started out in 2011, and oh my Lord, as we say Happy New Year this year, what a year it was when we started in office in 2011, where we had 13 homicides the first 12 days of 2011. And I can tell you that we came together under the leadership of our executive, Rashawn Baker, who I have to say is the best. He's the best crime-fighting partner any of us could ever have, but he's a wonderful leader. And he brought us together around a table. We met for 6 months, once a week, each of us, the chief of police, we had the sheriff there, we had Barry Stanton there, we had a team, Mary Lou McDonough, who I've seen here. We met every week for the first 6 months. And what was said at that table was extremely important. It was, we don't care who gets credit for it. We're going to do our best to make sure that we send the message in Prince George's County that crime is not acceptable. And so we've worked as a team over the last few years, and hearing the chief say that we've had a 40% reduction in homicides is no small feat. It really is no small feat. I want to just say thank you to the chief. I want to say thank you to the command staff. I want to thank you to everybody who's been involved in this very, very significant reduction. I also want to highlight the prosecutors who have worked to make these reductions possible. I saw Wes Adams, who's standing here with us today. He's the chief of our homicide unit, because it's significant for our police to understand, and sheriff and others to understand, that as they make these important arrests, we're ready in the courtroom. We stand today with a 75% conviction rate overall in our cases, but not only that, we have a 93% conviction rate in homicides. Again, I want to thank Wes Adams and his team for a 93% conviction rate in homicides. And you should know we have 6 homicide prosecutors in our office. 6. Dealing with all of the cases that we have. 6 homicide prosecutors with a 93% conviction rate. But it doesn't happen by accident. Again, our county executive, we came in and he said to all of us that he would fund his priorities, and that's exactly what he's done. Given us the resources, I want to thank him. I want to thank this county council and our delegation for working to make sure that we had the resources to be able to prosecute our cases. We've had an increase of $1.7 million in less than 3 years to hire additional prosecutors, to pay well the prosecutors that we have. I want to thank the governor as well. The governor and lieutenant governor came to us virtually the first day that we were here and said, what can we do to help you succeed? We've had $1.5 million in additional resources in less than 3 years from this governor who came to us and said, what can we do to attack violent repeat offenders? And because of his support, we've been able to start a strategic investigations unit. And this unit is a unit that is focused on violent repeat offenders and making sure that individuals do not have an opportunity to reoffend in our community. And it's worked. So we want to say thank you as well, Mr. Governor, for your support. And we've been told that that support is ongoing. And we're very happy about it. We look forward to continuing to work with him to make sure that that continues. But again, it's been a collaborative effort. I don't want to talk too terribly long, but just to say that the progress is sustainable. This is not just, as the governor has said, this is not by accident. This is as a result of hard work and sustainable strategies. And part of that strategy, and we've heard it loud and clear from this community, is not just attacking violence when it occurs, but preventing it from happening in the first place. And so part of our very intentional strategy has been making sure that we prevent crime from happening in the first place. And so the county executive, the United Way, came together to help us put on a summit for young boys and young girls 13 to 18 years old. We had nearly 800 young boys come together. Darryl Barnes is shaking his head because Men Aiming Higher was there in May, to make sure that we offered jobs, to make sure we offered camping opportunities. And I want to say as well, we came to our county executive and said, you know what, we've got to employ our young people. If we expect them to stay out of your houses during the day, expect them to stop stealing your cars, give them a way to succeed. And I've been told that for this upcoming summer, and I don't know if I'm letting the cat out the bag, the county executive, last summer we were able to offer, I believe, 300 or 400 jobs. This summer we already have a commitment for this upcoming summer of 3,500 jobs for young people in Prince George's County as a result of the work that this county executive and his administration have done. You can't just talk to young people about staying out of crime. You have to give them a way to succeed. That is how it happens. So again, this is just a wonderful day. I want to say thank you to all of our partners for working with us. And guess what? The best is yet to come. So thank each of you. Thank you so much to our community leaders and to everybody convened here today. Thank you.
We have continued to create a framework for safety and order throughout our county, in our schools, in our neighborhoods, and where we do business. This is an environment that supports a thriving Wegmans and which invites new businesses and new families to our beautiful county. At the Sheriff's Office, we are proud of our role in the county's safety. Let me ask all of the members of the Sheriff's Office who are here today to stand or wave, led by our Principal Assistant, Darren Palmer. Thank you all for the work that you do on behalf of the citizens of our community. Our police department has done an outstanding job, don't you agree? When they found out who did it and they have a warrant issued for an offender, when that offender can't be quickly found, that's where the Sheriff's Office takes over to continue to investigate the whereabouts of that offender until they are found and brought before the courts. That is why we have prioritized our warrant focus on violent offenders who represent the greatest danger to the community. That has been the centerpiece of our warrant service strategy, the result of which has been a more than 20% reduction in the warrant backlog and the service of more than 2,600 new warrants issued every month. And thanks to another important partner, to the Governor's Office on Crime Control and Prevention, just this summer and fall, in an operation we call VOWS, of Violent Offender Warrant Suppression, we closed over 1,200 additional warrants. Nothing has been more important to our strategic success than the partnership we have and which continues to grow with our other law enforcement agencies, our partners who are here today, the municipal police, the Maryland National Capital Park Police, the state police, and our federal partners. Each of us has also been focused on the crime of domestic violence as well. Together in District 3, we have supported Chief McGaw's reduction of crime efforts there by serving as the first responder for domestic violence 911 calls. Our experience investigating these cases and assessing the risk on the site of these calls is important to safety on the scene and important to an effective prosecution when a crime has taken place. All around the county, our quick service of protective orders when there's a potential domestic violence and our quick service of peace orders when other conflicts arise put offenders on notice that that kind of conduct will not be tolerated. Child support collections provide for the care of custodial children so that families are not in distress and the potential for violence is reduced. All of these actions provide safety and protection for our communities, and most resolve themselves in our courthouses, where we work every day to ensure a safe and orderly process through which people can resolve their differences and where our outstanding state's attorney can carry out her work. More than anything, I believe our greatest achievement has been our commitment to collaboration. You heard from the county executive and from our state's attorney and from the police chief about us coming together, working together as one in unity and concert, bringing all of our resources to bear on this issue within our community. And so that's why you see the great progress that we've made. We've urged community members and associations to be our partners in public safety, and they have done that. You heard about the coffee clubs and all of the other options that our citizens engage in to bring their efforts to the table to join in this partnership that's made the real difference. And so, ladies and gentlemen, together, we have made our county safer. And it's an honor for the Sheriff's Office to be a part of this team in service to our community. Thank you. We'll keep it going.
Many of us celebrated New Year's Eve with our families, and many of us took off for New Year's Day. But a lot of the folks in this room didn't take off for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. That's because it's not a day off for our police officers. They work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and the results that you're seeing are a product of their work. And I want to take a moment to thank the men and women of the police department for this extraordinary work that you've done. Now, this kind of a crime reduction doesn't happen by accident. When you see reductions in so many categories over such a sustained period of time, that reflects an extraordinary amount of work by many people. I want to thank Governor O'Malley and County Executive Baker for their leadership, and I want in particular to thank the folks that I work with on a daily basis here in Prince George's County. Your Police Chief, Mark McGall, your State's Attorney, Angela Alsobrooks, your Sheriff, Melvin High. These folks, I think, exemplify the proverb, speak softly and carry a big stick. These are humble people. These are humble public servants who don't go out there and claim the credit that they and their employees deserve for this extraordinary work. But I think today is an opportunity to step back and to thank them for the extraordinary results that they've demonstrated because of that leadership, that quiet leadership that they're demonstrating each and every day throughout the community. And it's a pleasure and a privilege for me to work with them, and I want to thank them for that. I also want to thank our federal partner agencies who've been part of this coordinated effort, ATF, DEA, FBI, and the U.S. Marshals Service, who contribute every day, and the prosecutors in the U.S. Attorney's Office. It's no coincidence one of the leaders of our violent crime program, William Mumau, is the former homicide chief in Prince George's County. He's brought to us that degree of integration with state law enforcement that's been so critical to achieving the kind of results that we've achieved. And I agree with Chief McGall. You know, we celebrate the lives that were not taken, but we're not finished yet. This effort is going to require continued work every day just to maintain the improvements, let alone to continue the improvement that we've seen. And we're committed to using the federal resources that are available to us to continue that improvement.
On behalf of the Prince George's County Council, I would like to congratulate our law enforcement agencies, officers, prosecutors on another year of historic reduction in crime in Prince George's County. Change is happening in Prince George's County, folks. There are so many more of our neighborhoods that are safer, so many of our residents who are alive today who wouldn't otherwise be so. So today is a great day for this county. But it didn't happen, as the county executive said, by accident. It happened for three reasons. Three reasons. Partnership, partnership, and partnership. From our law enforcement agencies, officers, prosecutors, and their unprecedented collaboration. Thank you. You are doing God's work in your efforts. We are truly blessed to have the team that we have assembled to do that work. From our county executive and our county council, who have worked tirelessly to give and add resources, to increase staffing, to create policies that give our law enforcement agencies the tools that they need to make us all safer and secure. From our state delegates and senators who work tirelessly in Annapolis and who are on their way back yet again to bring back the resources and revenue that we need. To our governor and lieutenant governor, who are Maryland's crime fighters and who have supported Prince George's County from day one with the resources and the policies that we've needed. From our federal partners, you heard from our U.S. Attorney, the other federal agencies, our members of Congress, our United States senators, as well as the White House. We have an extraordinary effort going in Prince George's County. What the state's attorney said, what the county executive said, what the U.S. attorney said. This isn't about taking credit. This is about working as a team to get the job done. Nobody cares about who gets to get the balloons raised around them. What we care about is the residents who we protect, the lives that we save. But what I will tell you also is today we're not declaring victory. We're declaring progress. This is not a mission accomplished moment. We know that there's still some neighborhoods in our county where crime is too high, where residents don't feel safe. We are bringing the world to Prince George's County for jobs and economic development. But to do so, we have to provide a safe environment for our residents and our businesses. So what today's announcement is really is a signal that we must double down on the efforts that have gotten us here today. We must continue to move our law enforcement agencies, officers, prosecutors towards national staffing standards so that they have the resources and tools that they need to truly fight crime and prevent crime as we need. We have to continue to put in place the local, state, and federal policies so that they will have the tools to work, so that the message is clearly sent that Prince George's County is not the place to come to commit crime. We must work with the community, who is truly our biggest partner, from the coffee clubs to the community advisory committees to the nonprofits who are working hard, who many times, most times, don't have the resources they need. We have to continue to work with them to make sure that the wraparound approach that the county executive mentioned is strengthened, that the Transforming Neighborhoods Initiative continues to transform neighborhoods, so that we address the socioeconomic drivers of crime, like unemployment, like addiction, like fatherhood absence. These are issues that are not going to just go away. These are issues that will continue to persist, and we must be vigilant in making sure that we are steadfast in our commitment. But today is indeed a blessed day for Prince George's County. But as was said before, this is the beginning. The best is yet to come. In 2014, we are doing big things on purpose in Prince George's County. We look forward as a county council, as an entire county government, as a community, to make 2014 an even greater year in public safety and opportunity for Prince George's County. Thank you, folks. God bless you. And God bless this county. It's my pleasure to bring up the most important speaker today, representing the community, Ms. Belinda Queen Howard, who represents the District 3 Coffee Club and will tell you all the great things that the community is doing to be the extra eyes and ears, the sixth man for law enforcement in Prince George's County. Belinda.
Good morning, Prince George's County. We should be celebrating. I need y'all to get the energy that I have here. We are celebrating. We should have the sparkling cider, the balloons. We are 40% down in crime. I mean, we ought to have smiles on our face, but it's an honor and a privilege to be asked to speak as a community representative to represent Prince George's County, the county that I was born in, that I so love, and I have so much passion for our county. As an involved citizen and a resident, I have found that the county police have established a great partnership with our citizens. We have established City Advisory Council, which I'm so honored to be a part of. We have the Coffee Circle. We have them at just about every district, and Prince George's County has a Coffee Circle. This is an outreach for citizens to come out and represent your county and have a voice to speak, and it's awesome partnership. We have the Citizen Police Department. We're talking about partnership. Partnerships are working great here in Prince George's County. Prince George's County is leadership. We are showing a leadership governor for the state of Maryland. Prince George's County is not a destroyer or a follower, but we are leaders here in Prince George's County. And we're setting the leadership for the state of Maryland. And I just want to say residents are being able to meet, they're able to voice their opinion. Crime has been down. We discussed here at Wegmans, where we have our Coffee Circle meeting. We meet the first Wednesday of every month. We discuss crime statistics. We also have issues on public safety. We also have upcoming businesses, whether it's something that's going to be good or bad for our community. And our citizens are able to voice their opinion, which is great. Not only do you come with an issue, come with a problem, come and have a solution. You're able to come and give a solution. It's one thing to always complain as residents about something that's going on. My car's been broken in, it's being stolen. Well, you know what? What's the solution? Take some of that electronic you have in your car and put it up. Here, you can come with a solution. We can have solutions for crimes, and that's what we have done in this county. We have solved solutions working together as a partnership. This is a great partnership, as I say. Another tool we have, which I also love so great is 311. The county has established the 311 line. If you can't come out, if you have to work, if you have to go to school, if you have the kids at home, guess what? Pick up your phone, use your computer, dial 311. You can report anything from a pothole, from a tree down, for watching somebody steal a car. Report it. We have to be involved. This is our community. We have to take back our community. I have a saying, adults need time out too. And if your time out is being incarcerated in jail, take your time out. If you want to commit crime here in Prince George's County, we have no problem with giving you time out, just like you did the kids, okay? We have a great partnership, as I did say, and as a residents, we should not be scared to report crime. That's what keeps our crime down. We have to report it. This is our county. Why am I going to be scared? Why am I going to be scared to stay somewhere where I live at? Why pay taxes? Why I expect all of my kids to enjoy, to have fun, to be educated? No. We should not be scared. Report it. If you see someone do something wrong, report it. We have our elected leaders. They set the law. We elected them to set the law. As citizens, we must follow them. If we cannot follow them, time out. It's time out. Again, as I end, I just want to say that I believe as being raised as a 4-H, it's a pledge we say, that we would pledge for our head for clear thinkers. And as citizens, I urge you, pledge your head for clear thinking. We need to think. This is Prince George's County, where we live at, where we enjoy, where we want the businesses to come. We're getting some, but we want more of them to come. We want our kids to have jobs. We want our kids to have the best of education here in Prince George's County, where our heart, have that heart for greater loyalty. Be loyal to your county. Be loyal to your neighbor. Don't steal, rob, or take from your neighbor. That's your neighbor. Be loyal. With our hands, get involved. I know some people have to work, but get involved. This is your county. Get involved. And then our health for better living for our community and our country and for our world. Not only will Prince George's County continue to be the great county it is, but the world could be much better if we do this. I just want to say I'm so proud of the police department. I love my county. I love the work that the county is doing. And as I did say, keep going on. And as my pastor preached on New Year's, one of the things he said that grace and favor would be in 2014. As Pastor Hill said it, I want to say Prince George's County, we will have grace and favor over 2014. Thank you.